Good morning, rebels, and welcome back to my life. Welcome to my little dissertation on the minimum wage debate. This is part 2 of the mini video series. Click up there to watch part 1. We've seen how a basic capitalist economy works. Now let's look at some of the problems that have occurred or are occurring in the United States. Versus population increase. If a zombie needs 2 cha-chings to survive and there are 5 zombies in the economy will be great with 15 cha-chings. But if the number of zombies doubles, not all zombies can have 2 cha-chings. Some will only have 1, some might have none. So the government can simply print more cha-chings. Great solution, right? Well, except that leads to inflation and money is less valuable. Another problem is if upward money flow continues unchecked. That is, the ghosts keep lending cha-chings to the orc and collecting interest on those loans. More cha-chings flow to the ghosts at no cost to them, and there are less cha-chings for the zombies. This leads to income inequality. So the government can tax some cha-chings from the ghosts and the orc and give them to the zombies. Is this an ideal solution? Well, I think we have to dispense with the idea that any solution is ideal in all cases. Even the most well-intentioned and well-designed economic or social construct can be taken advantage of by those who put self-interest above the good of society as a whole. I'm not saying it's bad to look out for yourself or to get rich, but there are ways to do it without breaking the economy. Unfortunately, the people at the top of the financial food chain seem to get there by being wired to accumulate more and more wealth, and sometimes they do it in harmful ways. If the ghosts arrange things so that they don't have to pay taxes on the cha-chings they earn, that places a greater burden on the orc general, who may solve the problem by borrowing more cha-chings from the ghosts. But this means he has to pay more interest, so while it may keep him afloat a little longer, it only worsens the problem in the long run. And with cha-chings flowing away from the zombies, they grow less and less likely to spend money on the orc's squigs, so he might be unable to repay his loan and go bankrupt. Eventually, the zombies and the orc are too broke to spend cha-chings on anything. So the orc stops borrowing cha-chings from the ghosts, and the ghosts stop earning interest on those loans. The end product of this whole cycle isn't good for anyone in the economy. Although, of course, the ghosts can't go bankrupt because they're too big to fail and the government will just bail them out. So this seems pretty grim, but what can we do about it? We come back to the idea of raising the minimum wage. Right now, the federal minimum wage of $7.25 an hour is not a living wage for the majority of Americans. Now, most Americans do not work for minimum wage, but most Americans do work for less than $15 an hour. So the argument that raising the minimum wage only affects a tiny percentage of Americans is only true if you only raise the minimum wage to like $8 an hour, which, like, what's the point? A typical family of 4 has to work more than 3 full-time jobs at minimum wage to earn a living wage. So if the minimum wage were increased to $15 an hour, like some people are suggesting, a typical family of 4 could expect to get by with one partner working a full-time job at minimum wage and the other partner working a part-time job, or maybe not having to work. So if we raise the minimum wage and the economy does lose jobs, like some people are saying might happen, well, both partners in marriages wouldn't need to work full-time jobs anymore, so that might balance itself out, but it's really hard to say for sure. Minimally, anyone with a minimum wage job would have more disposable income, so they'd spend more and more products would be sold, which is good for the economy. That would be a really nice boost, and I tend to think that we should increase the minimum wage, if for nothing more than the short-term benefits. But, and this is important, or at least I think it is, even though I'm not a professor of economics, this does not solve the issue that created the problem in the first place, which is that the ghosts keep pulling cha-chings out of the economy. So the minimum wage is increased. Zombies have more money. They buy more squigs, and the orc wants to expand his business even more. So he takes another loan and more money starts flowing to the ghosts. And they're not even affected by the minimum wage increase because, let's face it, no one working for the ghosts is being paid less than $15 an hour. So after a while, inflation continues, squigs cost 2 cha-chings, and we're right back where we started. So the ghosts are the bad guys and must be destroyed, right? No, because contrary to what you might still be thinking, I am not a communist. In the next video, we'll start getting into what I think might be solutions to the problem. Thank you for putting up with this so far. It's a big topic. I could not have covered it in 1 or even 2 videos, obviously. So I hope I'll see you for the 3rd one. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.